It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night.
It is time.
You're here.
I know. It
No
surprised
snowstorm.
myself. Yeah, no snowstorm or anything like that. It's cold.
It's freezing, dude. I'm in it every day.
-3
And the other morning,
before the wind chill.
when I got into work, it was -14.
With the wind?
With the wind, it was -14.
Dude.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Man's outside shoveling snow and salting sidewalks.
working.
-14.
It keeps you alive, keeps you young. We're excited to bring you the show this week. Man, we've got a good one here. You guys hang out. We're going to learn all about GearBlocks from Brian this evening. To tell you, This is the ultimate game changer for bike storage. So Chris and I,
cool.
we've got a little inside track here. We've got some toys here on the desk sent from Brian, but also one of our local tracks here in Michigan is actually using this solution for bike storage. So we've actually seen it in the wild already. We got the owner on tonight to break it down and explain why you need this, because it is the ultimate in bike storage. You guys stick around. It's going to be a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Where you guys are tuning in from. We got people already on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Again, thank you guys. You can join us each and every week on any of those outlets. We look forward to hearing from you guys. Guys, get in there. If you got questions as the show goes, put them in the chat. We're going to check in and ask those questions. If you got stories you want to share, put them in there. You guys know that the show is brought to you by the good people over at Motor City Harley Davidson. They bring you the Ethan Clark Studios here each and every week. They got a big sale going on, ladies and gentlemen. They got the NADA book retail value trade or sales tax promotion on pre-owned now until February 22nd.
Really?
I ain't picked a bike out yet over there. I want them all.
I think, will they let us just like test drive them?
As long as you wear them ashless chaps, they'll let you ride anything, Chris.
Go talk to Nick over at Motor City Harley Davidson.
He's making you a custom pair, buddy.
No.
He's on it. Chris and I are at the Getaware news desk for the coolest in lifestyle apparel. Make sure you guys check out Getaware. He is
Bro, I'm nervous to go to Motor City Harley
should
Davidson.
Be.
I want to go over there and check it out, but I'm really kind of I'm gonna stay away from
Nick
there.
will give you the big intro on the PA like he did Melissa and I one day. We weren't expecting it. We walked in and he was hidden in the DJ booth and yelled out our names over the PA.
Great.
He's got a sound system in there like a nightclub. Yeah.
Farmington Hills, Michigan. You guys got to go check out Motor City Harley
check them out on the
Davidson.
website, man.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
They go to their socials, give them a follow. You know what you
Yes.
could do? Go to Google and give Nick a review, a 5-star review on Google.
Yeah. You know what? He'll give you a free high five.
That's right. Box it up, ship it right to you, maybe with a sticker.
There you go.
Yeah. So speaking of Getaware, some rumors, man. He's in some heated contract negotiations with an Olympic skateboarder.
Really?
Can't say any more than that, man.
Hey.
So good for him.
Bill Prince is on it, man.
Out of Florida it is. Our show doesn't happen without the support of the following companies here, you guys. Make sure you check them out. Krupp & Carter. Krupp & Carter is the official BMX brand. It is your lifestyle brand for BMX riding. It doesn't matter what you ride. Trail, street, park, racing. They got you covered. Make sure you get over and check out Krupp & Carter clothing line. They're hooking it up big. They got some really cool stickers, too. We throw them in the gift packs.
Yes.
And they got styles for all genres of BMX, man. So get over and check them out.
Yep. Then we also have On Two Wheels BMX. Next time you're at a national, you need parts, go over to the bright orange tent. Tell them the ATB crew sent you.
Our good friends over at the Hack Shack. Make sure you guys visit them. Why? Because they make the best side hacks in the BMX business. They're making all of them over there for the
Dirty Fest
and Frogtown, you
Frogtown.
name it.
Yeah.
Homie Mike's making it happen, and he also makes the best kick-ass sprint stands you can get. Get the Hack Shack sprint stand, too.
That's true. Hey, then we have Wrenchman Wheel Builders. He's the guy that built Justin's wheels, my wheels. Make sure you when you're over there getting your wheels built, you use the special bro code. Oh my gosh.
You want to try it again?
Anyway, just tell him bro deal and he'll give you a free high five. It was
just tell him Chris Beer, dude. He's got you.
Yes.
He has you covered. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed that all up, Gavin.
That's all right.
Or
Dye
Zachary.
Job Apparel bringing you the trivia each and every week here, and we got a nice gift pack this week for you. So you guys,
Yes, we do.
We're gonna have the trivia for you. If you guys are looking to represent your brand, this is the one-stop shop for you. You guys can get everything from foam fingers to hats to koozies. You can get coolers. Oh my goodness. Whiskey glasses, jerseys, you name it. He's got it. If you want to raise your brand, your team, whatever it is you've got, you want to brand that awareness, Dye Job Apparel is the place you go.
Jerseys are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we also have DB Sports World. This is upstate New York's premier BMX shop. Make sure you go check them out. They carry complete bikes. They have BMX parts in stock, and they also take care of all your service needs. So DB Sports World, upstate New York.
Yeah, man. All our links for our partners are found in the show notes. So you guys listening on the podcast afterwards, they're right at the bottom. And if you're watching the replays, they're at the in the show notes. Before we jump in and talk about Danger Snacks, I got some breaking news we missed for when we were doing
from the news desk.
From the news desk. So here past week, I won this bike frame. Okay. So I got a Send It frame from our good friends at the Real BMX podcast, Real BMX Racing podcast. So Everett and Shannon, they did a raffle, right? And they got this bike frame. And
Justin bought a ticket, and he's the winner.
Do you know why I bought a ticket? Are you aware?
I know.
So Everett, he is the host of Real BMX Racing podcast show. He had this luscious AI picture he made from Facebook.
It's so awesome.
And I said, I will buy a spot in your raffle if I get this autographed.
Yeah.
It won me a frame.
And it won you the frame.
And I got to go to North Carolina this summer to get this autographed.
Yep.
So Everett, we're going to come down. You're going to autograph this. I'll have it framed by then. But I want to say thanks. And to anyone listening during the show or watching, if you would like to buy a Send It XXL frame in gray,
Is it Pro
XX.
Double X.
Yep.
Okay.
I will make you a screaming deal, $450, because I have my Crenshaw frames, and I am extremely happy.
Just got them.
Yeah. Now, that frame, when we sell it, I'm going to take that money, and we're going to put it towards equipment here for the show. So you're helping the show out. You're getting a screaming deal for $450 on a Send It frame, and
it's a gray one.
It's the gray one. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even unbox it.
Well, maybe you need to do one of them unboxing videos.
No, hell no, because I can't put all that stuff back on it, dude, for shipping. But a big shout out to the guys over at Real BMX Racing Podcast. They did that raffle, and that was to help their show out. And look,
cool.
This is what I was excited to win right there.
Yeah,
right there. Look at Everett.
We'll share a
We need
picture.
to get like a little Harley thing on there, dude. Ooh, there we go. I'll share that picture. All right, Chris.
All right. Hey, now Danger Snacks brings us our guest tonight, and I want to make sure I get this the right direction because there we go. Can't even see it anyways, probably. But so Danger Snacks, it is the snack that is the difference between dragon ass and hauling ass. So when you go to Danger Snacks and you purchase these, use the discount code BRODEAL, and they'll hook you up. So Brian Dorsey, my man, Danger
Always
Snacks takes care of us. Yeah. And hey, these things are great in staging right before you go up to the gate.
That's right.
Yep.
So we're going to bring our guest on screen, and we're going to talk about our show's chat question this evening. All right.
All right.
So show's chat is sponsored by our good friends over at BMX Rocks Photography. They're bringing us the Flat Pedal Series this summer, 4 tracks. 4 stops. We're going to find out who the winner is in the 46 and over Flat Pedal Series. So we got a question for you this evening, Chris. You ready?
Yep.
It's a burning question.
I see it.
Which gate system is your favorite? Do you like the Pro Gate or do you like the Pro Start?
Yeah, I get those confused a lot because of the Pro.
It's tough.
I think you need to be a pro if you're going to start. So
attaboy.
At the starter. So, you know what? I like the electric Pro Start that's at Richfield Park BMX. It's the barrel gate, and that thing is so quick, smooth, and easy. You don't
even know they're racing. Mm-hmm. You don't even know they're racing. It's so quiet.
No.
You hear Paul announcing, dude. That's how you got to know they're riding.
You don't get that gate slamming down, that big bam noise. You don't hear any of that. All you hear is a whoop, and you don't even hear that unless you're right there. It's just a little whoop, and that's it coming up or going down. It's just a little.
So we got to vote
whoop.
for Pro Start from you.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you, dude?
We'll go 2 votes there.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. You guys let us know in the chat your favorite gate system, if you've rode on the Pro Starts and the Pro Gates. Which ones you like, which one you don't like, what do you like about them, what don't you like about them? Get them in the chat. Let us go.
Yeah,
Welcome
let's talk about it.
to the show, Brian. How are you?
Hey, Chris, Justin, I'm great. Welcome to GearBlocks headquarters, man.
Oh, we are
There we
happy to
go.
have you on here, man.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Brian, not Brain.
Awesome. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
guess you guys want to talk about some GearBlocks and a little
Well,
backstory and all that. What
well,
do you want to hear first?
let's start with how did you ever first hear about the sport of BMX?
Oh man, jeez. I mean, I'm probably a living relic of the whole Stranger Things era back in the '80s. So,
Ah,
uh,
okay.
we had I grew up in a little Central Coast town called Hollister, California, San Benito County. Not quite full Northern Cal, but kind of Central Coast area. And we had a BMX track there. Um, just kind of some concrete humps and stuff with a manual gate and stuff. I never raced, but I'd go there with my friends after school and mess around. I started off with a little Huffy store bike that my dad got me, and then upgraded to like a Mongoose chromoly bike that I rode for probably like 10 years. Got all around that little town doing that. Had a paper route, like all that stuff. So yeah, those 20-inch wheels back then. Yeah, I that was my introduction to BMX.
How old were you?
And then the wheels just got bigger, and then
Mm-hmm.
I went farther, and uh, that journey through the cycling life.
What,
So
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So did you ever do any racing or freestyling?
If you could call jumping off wood blocks in the street with all the guys and jumping
That's,
curbs and finding puddles and construction sites racing, that was pretty much our modus operandi.
Okay.
that's the best right
That
there.
that is.
That's the best.
Would that be street?
Nah, I just call it riding.
Just
It's the
riding,
best.
just having
Yeah.
fun.
What do you lend yourself to now for riding? What's your forte of riding now?
So these days I'm fully into mountain biking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I kind of did the whole progression of trying to ride fast. I did some like local, like we have a little series here called Over the Hump. I did that for about a year. Um, I I made it just through beginner class
Mm-hmm.
on that, but then I just started going for longer distances, started riding cross country, and I recently got into bike packing. One of my good buddies, Dave Wilson, a little shout out to my wingman, um, convinced me that it'd be a good idea to try to go camping on your bike, and
Oh, wow.
got really into that, into multi-day trips and all that. Actually, on our shop website, if you go there, my bikepacking rig is kind of prominently front and center. It doesn't have anything to do with bike storage or anything, but is basically kind of my passion, where bikes kind of progressed from when I was a kid riding BMX bikes all the way through doing multi-hundred-mile bike packing adventures. And
So
yeah, that's my dad. Back in 1962, doing his. He basically rode from Hollister down to L.A. on Highway 1, and that was him loading up before that trip. So yeah, it's a multi-generation cycling family and all.
huh,
And yeah, I still I ride to work. When I can, when time permits and all that. But
huh.
yeah, this whole passion thing started because of bikes, man.
Nice.
So bike packing. So are we
Yes.
talking about similar to backpacking through the woods, finding a place to camp for the night? Is that
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
familiar with the term, so that's why I'm asking.
absolutely. Yeah. So it's sort of like backpacking where you put stuff on your back and you go off into the wilderness and find a place to sleep and carry your food and water. But it's on a bicycle. And like right here, I've got my titanium Linsky MT29 bike that I kind of migrated towards. It's got a nice open triangle, hardtail, very simple and robust because that's basically your house for 4 or 5 days. So
Wow.
you can't basically afford to have breakdowns, flats. I mean, it happens, but
Mhm.
uh, you kind of migrate towards a setup that's more reliable per se,
Okay.
and has room, to carry your stuff. So, your riding clothes, all your food, your water, tools, um, spare tubes, maybe a little camp stove so that you could, heat up your hot chocolate or whatever, make some oatmeal or whatever. Um, like a down sleeping bag. It's all like super lightweight, compressible kind of things, and yeah, everyone solves the problems differently. So each bike packer kind of has their different setup and all that, and that's just kind of what I migrated towards. Um, Eventually is what you see there, and I mean I still have all the bags and all that. I still can take all those bags off, and the bike's a great daily rider. I can go hit all the trails and uh, do some pretty good distances, commute to work, go to the store, like all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff, just
Nice.
fine.
You don't just there's not a tent on there, right?
There's if it's gonna be a rainy passage, on some, you and your buddy put a couple days on the calendar, and it could be that there's rain in that forecast, so I can put a tent in there in that front bag.
Oh wow.
But I actually prefer what's called a bivy
Hmm.
sack. It's basically a kind of breathable bag that with zippers on it, and you can put your sleeping bag and a inflatable pad and all that kind of stuff in the uh,
Huh.
bivy to kind of keep everything together, and it just keeps like dew and rain, and you can actually sustain some pretty, yeah, exactly. It's pretty much uh, just like a little cocoon. You can put all your clothes and stuff that you want at hand, water for the night or whatever, a little flashlight, all that stuff kind of just nestles in there with you. But
Huh.
if it's more inclement weather, I have a little tent. It's a little bit heavier. I mean, you're basically counting every pound on these bikes. It ends up
Right.
being about 25 to 30 pounds of gear when I end up going out, especially with the water. We're in Southern California. You can see all the kind of dry shrub
Hmm.
and all that stuff in the back. So most of the rides are, through arid places that carrying enough water is kind of the big challenge. Um,
Huh.
Actually, kind of the interesting thing was if you see those bottle holders that are on the front forks,
Yeah.
that's actually what started GearBlocks. Those were the original blocks. Um, because riding those long distances, you have to carry a lot of extra water. Um, and I have, it's a suspension fork up front, and I didn't have those little screw bosses to put cages on there. So that's where I actually started 3D printing these blocks that hold your water bottle. So I came up with that like shape and everything. It basically fits to the stanchion on your bike and lets you hold the water bottle really securely there. And I really like it too because when you're not using it, uh, they pretty much just melt back into yeah, that's the same bike. Yeah. Um, you can kind of see they're just some plastic holders that basically hold your water there for those longer pulls on the bike. So
Wow.
um, all of this kind of stuff
Hmm.
came together and became GearBlocks, and I kind of merged, my passion for riding mountain bikes and bike packing and engineering and 3D printing and business and like all of that stuff, kind of all rolled up into to one kind of activity for me.
So how long was it before you did the water bottle holders, and you had the idea for the the bike storage holders, and what really spurred that part of the the bike storage part?
Yeah, ironically, I was just like everybody, I mean, I collected, all my kids' bikes, and I had a couple of different bikes, and In Southern California, we don't have super big garage spaces and stuff. And I was just looking for a bike storage solution. And I actually came across this how like do-it-yourself video
Hmm.
on how to make these bike trolleys with like barn door hardware and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be perfect because I could put like the bikes up in my garage. I could have them hang up over my car, and you know, I could get them up and out of the way, and I could
Hmm.
actually be able to walk through the space without. I love my bikes, but I love my shins too. When you're
Hmm.
trying to walk through and have
Right.
some space. So I came across that video like probably in 2021, and then I tried to just do their solution with the trolleys and the barn door hardware, and then I started adding it up, and I'm like, oh man, this is getting kind of costly to get all these pieces together. And they were using like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but they're using that barn door hardware, and I priced it out. Nobody carried it in a hardware store around me,
Hmm.
and to ship it, because it's a really long,
Yep.
heavy piece of steel, uh, it was like $200 or whatever to just for the shipping. Not alone. I had to, you know,
Oh,
uh,
buy it.
buy the actual rail.
Hmm.
Um, so I started thinking, I'm like, gosh. There's got to be a simpler way to do this. And I honestly was quite amazed that no one had actually made a commercial product that was for hanging bikes on a sliding rail. I mean, it's just such a, a great idea. And I mean, there were a few solutions out there. A lot of them were either in Europe or they were kind of specific solutions where you had to buy like a full set of racks and
Hmm.
parts and some things like that. So I decided, since I was printing the blocks and I was so impressed with, if you design the part right, you can actually get some really strong and durable parts with the 3D printing. So I started 3D printing those trolleys with the hooks in them. And at first I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this. And I started using the rack, and I'm like, wow, this is just really handy. I can hang the bikes up; they're up out of the way. I can slide them like literally with your pinky. The roller bearings are just super smooth and everything.
Hmm.
And uh, I, I realized like, hey, this might be something. I mean, um, I then solved the problem of the rail track.
Hmm.
Being in engineering and around a lot of industrial settings, this stuff called strut channel actually is really common, and it's really inexpensive. And I mean, it's to the point where a lot of folks actually just throw it away after they're done on the job site, that just throw away the remnants and whatnot. Um, so I designed those trolleys to basically work in the strut channel because I realized it would be really easy for the average person to obtain the strut channel and cut it down to their length and adapt it to their situation and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's at
Yeah.
Home Depot. It comes in 10-foot sections. It varies anywhere from 30 to $40. Um, there's lots of attachments. I mean, you were
Yeah.
telling me how
Yeah.
your DJ stuff, Justin, like how
Hmm.
you're using it to hold lights and speakers and stuff like that. Um,
I would say for people that are on the podcast version, kind of picture a piece of steel that's kind of U-shaped, and you can put screws through the center of it
Yeah.
and mount it.
Here.
Is the best way to describe it for people that
there you go. That
Yeah.
can't
it's
see
like
it.
Yeah.
it's
Just.
just yeah. This is inch and 5/8 by inch and 5/8. They call it deep strut. Um, for the Europeans is 41 by 41 millimeter. And then they did this really cool thing where they put those channels, like all these little holes here. So you're guaranteed to pretty much find a spot where you can get it onto a ceiling joist or a stud or whatnot when you kind of mount it vertically.
Yep.
So I knew I didn't have to reinvent the channel because This was an American invention from the 20s, I believe. There's Unistrut is the brand, the American company that invented it. It's become an international standard. Um, the engineering properties are actually really well known. If you go in, there's like tons of tables. It tells you exactly how much weight it'll hold for a given span, and it's just no one's going to come up with a better, uh, more inexpensive rail than Unistrut did, and get it to the point where it's manufactured the way it is now. I mean, uh, every country in the world has a steel supply that makes Unistrut in their country because it's used so widely.
It's very
Uh,
common. Yeah.
so I made the trolleys to fit in the Unistrut, and I provide the end stop. So I looked at it as how can I solve the problem for people to just make it as easy and as self-explanatory as possible. I mean, I provide a lot of resources on my website, but honestly, it's simple enough. Caveman could do it. If I steal that
Right. Yeah.
a cliche on that. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so it was just trying to improve over what I'd seen um, done out there, and then taking action on it. I mean, a lot of folks have great ideas. I have great ideas. Everybody has great ideas, but uh, actually doing it and getting it out there, explaining it to folks, marketing it, the distribution, production, and all that stuff, uh, probably took me 15 minutes to design the first part, and
Mhm.
it's been 3 years now trying to make it into something to where you guys would want to talk to me about it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So these things are pretty cool. I mean, we set pictures of them up on the website, but they're just this is the trolley, this little guy, and this is a solid one, so it doesn't turn. But then he's got the second one
Yeah,
here,
so
the
yeah,
gold one
it just
that it
kind of fits
swivels.
right in there. I'm trying to get it. Everything's
Opposite.
backwards.
Yep. There you
Yeah.
go.
So, you just load it in, and then you got yourself
God, it's like
basically. And
it's such a fast deployment time too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, put your bike there, and for you BMX guys that have 100 bikes in a wooden shed, you do that times 100, and you
Yeah.
get to
Yeah. And then
pour
you just
yourself bikes. And
yeah.
the end stop just does that. It's got the little GearBlocks uh,
Yeah.
logo on it, and it just keeps your bikes from
that's what's
sliding
in
off
there.
the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Brian sells this little kit with the stops and then the mounting screws for the Unistrut. So you can buy the kit for that, so you can mount it and then slide the trolleys on there. And then there's different size trolleys. They even have them for fat tire bikes, and you have ones that are rated for more weight for your e-bikes with the batteries in them. So there's multiples of them, and it's pretty cool. I was telling my wife about it, and I said, kind of picture, how you have all your clothes in the closet on hangers, and then you kind of flip through them left to right or right to left looking for a particular one. Same thing with the bikes. They hang on these things, and you just slide them left to right to the one you want to pull out, and then pull that one out, go ride it, put it back, slide the bikes over, and they're all right out of the way.
You had
Yeah, there's the BMX track picture. You can see how far some folks are willing to take it, man. When you got a lot of bikes.
that's
Uh,
Oh yeah, there
look
we
at
go.
that guy in the orange. That's our buddy Timmy. We were talking to him before the show started.
Oh yeah, Timmy Weiss.
That's
Yeah, so this is out at Waterford Oaks. So all you track operators, look how they have all the rental bikes up there. They're out of the way, and they can still store stuff in the lower part of the garage or barn there. So you got all that room. And then the other thing that we were talking about, a bike shop. You got a bunch of bikes, you've already got them put together, and they're just sitting there. You load them up on these things, and you'll maximize your storage area. Save all kinds of space. So that's a whole nother thing. Bike shops, BMX tracks.
have you had have you messed around with like mounting them on a wall?
Yeah, actually, I didn't send them. I didn't send you guys one, but
Oh yeah, he has a
I
Did I miss
I
this?
actually
yeah that
I
right there.
actually have these. These are the wall mount.
Oh, that's right. I did see this on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it's a powder coated bracket. And again,
This,
what I try to do is I try to solve the hard problems for people because every situation's different, right? Like you
mhm.
might have a bike shed, or you might have a container, or you might just be in your garage. So I provide the elements that allow you smart and needful bike people to store their bikes. So the brackets, the hooks, the mounting hardware, um, because you could come up with this stuff on your own, but it's just, how much time you're going to spend doing that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So then it puts the strut out away from the wall so the tires can mount, can put
Yeah,
still
I
hang
got
them
it.
up there.
I've got a full
Oh, there you
screen
go.
of that he sent out. There we go. That's a like right there. That's all
Yeah.
right. That's
yeah, and there's a couple of products out there similar, but they didn't make it so that you could put a shelf on top. I'm like, if you're gonna make a bike rack and go to all that effort to put something on the wall, you're gonna want to put your backpacks and helmets and water bottles and all that stuff. I mean, that's my daily helmet I put up there, and I got some sanders and stuff. It's just garage stuff. This is Gearblock's headquarters, just
Yeah.
reconfigured for a wall mount.
So
Those are Rubbermaid shelf boards that you get at Home Depot. They come in all kinds of different colors. Because I realized, I couldn't come up with a one size fits all system that would fit all these different
hmm
situations. But I could come up with a system where you guys could put together your own solutions, right?
yeah,
Um,
so you can pick and choose and build your own custom solution for your garage, you know,
Correct.
or
Yes. Your
basement
situation.
or shed, whatever it be, you know. And oh, another thing is all these old school BMX collectors. You guys got 3, 4, 5, 15, 20 bikes, and you're trying to maximize your storage area. Go check these things out.
I like this right here because this little outside of the bike stuff. He's got some power tools hung up.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, obviously you could adapt it. I've had folks, not only the power tools, but like kayaks
Oh
and
yeah, there you go.
other items. They hang them from straps and stuff like that. It's just a basic piece of hardware that's just designed for the purpose around the home.
yeah.
Um, I've got, as you guys mentioned, the different variations. I've got a standard and a large hook. Um, there's two different kinds. Basically, there's a fixed version, which is the black one that you guys
Yep.
showed.
This one here.
It's got a
Yeah,
plastic
the
body,
middle
so
one.
it's just a more inexpensive. It's an inexpensive version of it. When you got to hang 100 bikes, everything you do is times 100. So
hmm
that's the kind of hook you'd want to buy if you had lots of bikes. Um, I was getting bugged like every day, either by phone or email, on whether the hooks would rotate or not. Um, and I just decided mid last year that I would develop a rotating version
hmm
to satisfy the folks that wanted a rotating
What's this
version.
one?
And the rotating action lets you hang the bike and then flip it around,
hmm
so you can actually get them front to back much much more easily.
hmm
Um, so it's an improvement, but my philosophy is just being as simple and direct as possible. So I started with the fixed hooks first, because I knew that most people would get the utility that they need from that. And then I developed the swivel hooks as a more premium version. As you mentioned, you might not want to take an e-bike that weighs 60 pounds and try to rotate it around while lifting at the same time.
hmm
So, you'd be able to basically hook the bike and flip it around, and they're uh, they're metal, so the load capacity is a bit higher than the plastic injection
Oh yeah.
molded hooks.
The thing we noticed right away looking at them was
Oh, 40
the
pounds. Yeah.
the bearings look very legit. Like these aren't cheap bearings. Like
they look like they're sealed bearings.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
Yeah, and the irony of it is and part of this whole journey was sourcing all these parts and working with factories and all of that. And I started off actually with the smaller, like the inline skating, like skateboard bearings.
Yeah.
That's what I started with. And I did the fat tire hook with the big bearing, and then there was no cost difference. It was like 2 cents more or something like that to get the big bearing. And then I was like, gosh, I'm just going to pass on the value and the robustness to everyone because for 2 cents more, I'll get the big one. And just developed the design around those larger bearings.
How many how many of these are you moving now? Is this let me rephrase this question. Is this turned into a full-time job for you?
No, it's still I do it on the side.
Okay.
GearBlocks headquarters where I live also. And I do this in the evenings and on weekends. Um, I've Last year I did over 7,000 of these hooks.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
And I'm hoping to do more this
Okay.
year. Um, I do have an announcement to make as well. I
Oh.
get a lot of international requests, a lot of Canadians, a lot of Europeans, Australia, New Zealand, and I basically went and reached out to find a partner that I could get to use GearBlocks in Europe. And basically, we've just started. Actually, GearBlocks GmbH was basically kicked off in January, and the first rounds of product are basically going over to Europe, and we're hoping to build up the same level of availability that I've achieved here in the U.S. over there.
Oh, wow.
So we're kind of spreading out and expanding our wings a little bit.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that is great.
What is your day job?
So I'm actually I'm an engineer at an automotive consultancy called AVL. You guys might know them actually in Michigan. They've got an office there in Plymouth, and we do all kinds of measurement, benchmarking, engine design, battery design, like all that. I work in the day. My day job is to work in the California Tech Center, and I work on battery electric vehicles, trucks, fuel cells, hydrogen research, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
We bid on projects of all different types in that sector. We've gone into aerospace, worked on a battery for the first electric airplane that flew in first purpose-built electric commuter airplane that flew out at Moses Lake back in fall of 2022. So
Whoa.
I had tech lead a lot of the big projects at that company, and mountain bike and ride on the side, and then got inspired to do this. And honestly, what really motivates me and thrusts me forward in the GearBlocks effort is the feedback that I get from people. You see all of those pictures that you see our customers that email me and send me, look what I did, look at how it turned out. They're actually proud of what they have accomplished. They've not only cleaned up their space, but they've improved their sort of interaction with their bikes. So that really motivates me to keep going and to know that I improve the world maybe just a little bit by offering these things. So that's really what's propelled me to investigate this and push it as far as I have so far.
Yeah, not a nice.
Plus all you real neat, organized people that have to have everything in its place.
Yeah.
This is your deal right here.
Actually, Dave was saying from DV Sports that he sees this in his future, his bike shop. And
there you go.
Speaking of that, Brian will jump in, and
Chat check.
there's a lot of people in the chat I think, and we're going to check in real quick. Thanks to the good people over at BMX Rocks Photography for supporting us here with the chat check-in. Want to say thanks to our good friend over at Dye Job Apparel, Sean Gifford, for joining. Adam Orvitz, who orchestrated us getting together. Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate it. We're off and running. It's a good time. Good friend Ken Kellogg. He said all I got to do is go to Home Depot and get the strut, and you got everything else I need. It's that simple, man. That's
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
Our good buddy Dave Berquist, Big D, what's happening? Beer Budget BMX is in here. Nicole Kennedy, hello. Appreciate you guys tuning in. She said, replying, speaking of the Gate 9, they're talking about the hoodies. So funny story, Chris showed up. I was wearing the same hoodie, so we had to change right before the show. Carl Stahl, thank you for joining us.
Want to be twins.
Our good friend Everett from the Real BMX Racing Podcast, he's joining in. We got some answers from our chat question. Looks like we're seeing a lot of pro starts in there and a few of the pro gates. Dave D'Artonia, thanks for joining. Old Fat Guy BMX, he said you're right on, man. He's got 13 bikes. He's got to get organized.
There you go.
Actually, that is one thing that just amazes me. You know, I get people that they have like 13 or 14 bikes, and they're not even on a team or a track. They just have a lot of bikes. You would be really surprised at how many bikes some people actually have.
Well,
and,
we've got.
I have 8.
Yeah. How much space does 8 bikes take up in your garage?
Chris has a garage built on the side of his garage for his bike.
I do not.
It's got mirrored walls, tiled floor, imported from Italy. Nicholas Shane's in. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Old Fat Guy said, man, this is bike goals right here. Let's see here. Who else is tuned in? Thunder Midget says hello. Rob Cardoza.
Son?
He says I think he needs 5 already. He's
Cardoza,
yeah.
Robert, just get a dozen. You'll be set.
Yeah,
ET bikes and everything.
So even outside of like the collectible bikes that or not the collect, but like with BMXers with their bikes, like here, we've got Melissa's daughter's got a bike. It's not a purpose BMX built bike, but it's just your, big box bikes. And then she's got her comfort bike and mountain bike up there. So like you're at 3 and I've got a couple bikes. Now you're at 5. And actually like, when we started talking about doing this, I'm like, I got a spot that I need to do this right over. So right there at the back of the trailer when you come in.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
And the idea of sliding it, and being able to give yourself like the ability to accordion your bikes down and not smash the crap out of them, and giving you all the room, I'm like, this is perfect. Because right now, when you hook them into your joists, you're either 24, 16-inch on center, depending on how you're hanging them, and like that's where they sit and that's where they hang, and that's it. And the idea that you could slide them in if you want, or even lift them and double mount them up, like what a great idea and a way to save space.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, this picture over here is kind of what it looks like most days for most bikers right there.
Yeah, you just pile them in the corner and, and then they're banging in.
One thing I notice is it's probably 1 in 5 customers come back and order a couple more hooks because either they're not quite sure how many bikes they can fit, or guess what? The ideal number of bikes that you own is always N+1, right? So a lot of folks get another bike, and then you've got the strut on there, and you can, for just a very reasonable price, you can just order a couple more hooks, and away you go. You can put a few more bikes without. You don't even have to really screw anything in. You can just take the end stop out. You put another hook in there, and now you're N+1.
Yeah.
That's
so you can always just jump on the website and order yourself up another trolley, and you're good to go.
Joining us too, Bill Sharp. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you guys, everyone. If you've got questions, throw them in the chat. We'll relay them along. Website,
or if you're using the product and you have a story you want to share.
But super easy interface on the website. We've been bringing it up on the screen. We want to thank our good friends over at BMX Rocks Photography for helping us out and supporting the chat. Yeah, Dave Duartona says, if you buy more hooks, you can buy more bikes. I like that logic.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. My neighbors came over and they're like, "What you doing in there?" Like curious, because I got stuff hanging all over the place. And I
Yeah.
showed them the bike rack, and the first thing they said is, "Oh man, you can get a couple more bikes now."
Right.
So I was like, "That I love that logic."
Well,
Yeah.
you got this up here from one of your people here. I'm going to go full screen on this. We'll go off the screen. So check this out. So here's kind of like the evolution of
evolution.
It's a closet.
Yeah. No, he puts up the off the wall mount that you showed earlier, which is awesome here. But he did a great job, sort of like as we go along with this project here. He's got the bikes hung up, and then he finishes it. And look how much more organized and easy it is to get. And he put the other shelf. He snuck that in there too.
That is a closet.
And yeah,
that's cool.
but that's where. So this picture is where it started, though, with all of them just
It's like someone's coat closet.
see.
Yeah.
And then when he's done, look at all that room, and you can get in and get your bikes out.
And it's neat and clean.
You know what, too? He's got extra room, which means he can get more bikes.
More bikes. And that's a thing. Probably everybody hears this, mostly guys with a bunch of bikes. Your wife is, why do we have all these bikes?
Purpose
And
rides.
why, they're everywhere in the basement. Or can we do something with these bikes? That's what my wife, can you do something with these bikes so that they're not everywhere? This is your solution right here, dudes. Get one of these things, get the track, put it together, get the little trolleys, and then surprise your wife with it. Go, look, I cleaned up. I got room to get more bikes now.
Got a question.
Whoop.
Got a question for you. Coming in from actually Dave over at DB Sports World. He wants to know, do the off-the-wall shelves fit 29-inch wheels?
Yeah, so there's 3 holes in there for the distance.
did show
So
those.
it's like 17, 19, and 21 and a half inches off the wall. So you'll probably want to use the 2 outer holes depending on how tight you want your bikes against the wall. So yeah, it fits. Short answer is yes, it fits 29-inch bikes.
There isn't anything you thought of.
Yeah. And the other thing to point out is if you really want to get them in there, you hang them opposite. So that one you hang by the front tire, the next one next to it you hang by the rear tire, and then alternate them.
Chris, if you don't know that, you need to lose your BMX man card.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, because if you don't know that
I'm-
means you've had the luxury of growing up and not having to pack 15 bikes into a Ford Escort.
Not an Escort. No.
Chevette?
had
you
a
had a
Fo-
Chevette, didn't
No,
you?
I had an Escort.
You had an Escort.
Yeah, I had a Ford Escort. Yes. Yep.
That's one thing. BMXers, they'll squirrel that shit away so they can fit all their buddies in there.
You gotta cozy them up, man. You gotta. That's actually one of the advantages of the swiveling hook is that you can basically get the handlebar and seats
Yeah.
alternating and pack them in a little bit tighter.
Yeah. No, it's just really a cool thing, and like I said before, if you're a neat freak and everything's got to be in its place, this is your deal. It's really cool.
There's like 10 bikes in that picture right there alone.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I tell people that you kind of, it goes back to that N+1 thing, but like with the 10-foot strut, I tell folks to start with 9, but I've had folks go as high as 12 bikes on a 10-foot strut, and then I'm really curious to see if you BMXers can break that record of 12 bikes on a 10. Maybe someone's already done it. I don't know about it, but I'm waiting to see what happens.
Right. We're gonna get a measurement.
If you got 10 or more on there, send us a picture.
Dude, Waterford. You think they got them packed in tighter?
I don't. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we get Josh or Timmy or one of the guys from Waterford to tell us how many they get on a 10-footer.
Like how many? Yeah, how many they get?
They're probably, actually those struts you can order them, and I mean they're getting some industrial struts there. They might have the 20-footers. You can get a
you know what? Yeah,
Ranger supply. They'll bring you a 20-footer.
Josh wouldn't mess around with it. He'd just go, I need a 20. Yeah.
Well, installing time too.
Yeah. Those are cool. It is.
What other? I noticed you had. Let me go over here real quick too. You also had some other products that you offered. Was you had this guy right here, your down tube light holder. No.
Yeah. My bike didn't come with a lot of screw bosses on there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I mean, it's really hard. Like when you're out on a hot day and you're just riding for, a couple of days straight, you go through a lot of water. So I was just coming up with different ways to get water on there in a clean way. So each time I made one of those kind of products, I just throw them on the website. And the cool thing with 3D printing is that I don't have to carry a lot of stock. If somebody wants one, I just print it up
Mm-hmm.
and put it in a bag and send it off. So that's the down tube holder, and then I've got like a light holder for
Yeah.
a little blinky light
That was the one I
that
was looking for.
people like to do.
There it is.
Yeah,
is
there's
that,
that
like,
one.
mount
It
on the
just goes
seat?
on the rear stanchion, and it's got a little feature in there to avoid the. My bike has I have hydraulic brakes, so the brake line goes through there, and you can do those really. I mean, 3D printing is absolutely amazing, guys. I mean, if you can visualize it, draw it in the CAD,
Mm-hmm.
that shape will come out,
I'm a
you know,
big Milwaukee pack-out user. So if I have an idea, there's a couple guys I just tell them, and
yeah.
they make whatever I'm looking to have made for my pack-outs.
And if you need a little bump out or whatever, they just add it.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Hit the print button and go.
Yeah.
So, that was just an
That's-
eye opener for me. And then I just applied it to hanging stuff on my bike,
I dig that.
basically.
That's this little light holder though.
That's cool.
Like for your social rides, man.
Right. Yeah. You're doing like a slow roll or
Yeah,
a
that's
wheelie bike ride out, 29ers or whatever. Yeah.
the way that thing is. It's pretty small, tight right in there. Like I like that.
One of the reasons that I came up with that is again because of the bike packing thing.
Mhm.
Your rear bag, like that's where you have your clothes and maybe a snack or something. And when you put the light on there, it keeps you from being able to open your bag and get your stuff out. So I that light lets you put it on the stanchion so that you can have your light and you don't have to keep messing with it every time you want to get
Mhm.
your jacket or whatever. So it's just practical things.
Yeah.
Another irony, what you're seeing there is actually you guys probably even have one. These are those Home Depot tables that you get, the little adjustable table.
Yeah.
When I bought my table, it was missing the crank.
What?
And I go up to the lady and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" And then like she actually gave me a discount to buy the table with the missing crank. So I just made the crank and
Oh,
put
so
it up on my website. I started selling it on Etsy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally had 1,000 people buy these cranks because they get them from a thrift store and they're lost.
Right.
They didn't. They got stolen at Home Depot or whatever, or they just for whatever reason didn't come with it.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just I still sell them. I mean I keep probably like 10 or so on hand at any time, and then when they run out, I just run another batch of them. And
Really?
but
Isn't that an odd thing to the crank for the table?
yeah.
I saw this and wanted, and thank you for sharing that because I was like, that's a very specific thing. I got to get the story on this. So they literally
Nice.
sell that many of them without it, that it's opened up an opportunity for you. That's
I don't know. I mean, that's just I actually started doing those probably even before the hooks. That was in the era where I was doing the bottle holders and everything. And then I really got passionate about the storage solution and the hooks. I really thought that I could really have something that would improve the world of bike storage and people's bike accumulation addiction, I guess. But but I still have these for sale. Why not? You know, folks, basically.
Well, so here's a hint, right? Here's your hint. Go to Home Depot, look for one without a crank, get the discount, right? Go to you, buy the crank for $15. Like you're gonna come out so far ahead because I know they're gonna slash that price on the table just to get it out of the store.
Because because nobody's gonna buy it because it doesn't have the crank.
What do you need?
Oh no. I mean, I even had a lady. She was complaining about the ergonomics. Her back was killing her, and she had this table, and it wouldn't articulate or whatnot. And you know, she bought one and just gave me a really nice, warm review and thank you for, you know, making that available. And that's really what motivates me to do all this, is just it's in that small niche, something useful, just being useful and improving people's situation is a huge motivator. Solving problems.
God, and this is such a fast. Like, I've thrown up a lot of unistruts, so like it's literally stud, beep, good, lag, go to the next one, lag, and like you're done. You're sliding your trolleys in and hanging bikes. Like it's this a quick honeydew list check off, buddy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Actually, Adam, our brand manager, he's actually out at Lincoln Park BMX bikes. We met online through Facebook about 6 months ago and started working together. And he started enlightening me on the world of BMX, and he was a real proponent as well of the storage system. And he's out there watching tonight, but he wanted to remind me, and I almost forgot. We do have a discount right now. The coupon code is BMX_10. If you want to get a 10% discount through the show. So we're extending that out to All Things BMX viewers, man, and whoever else has that coupon code for tonight.
I got it on the screen. So there's he had sent it over, and it's ATB_10, and you said a 10% discount when you're ordering?
No, BMX.
Yes.
BMX.
There's one for
you know, he may be right. That might be that might actually be the code.
Don't worry.
Sorry,
I got you covered. Don't worry, buddy.
I was just making a note. I'm making a note here.
Adam's probably going nuts right now. He's texting me like crazy.
Yeah, it's all right.
He's like,
I got him. Yeah.
That's even better. ATB.
Well,
it, man.
we couldn't, you know, we've used Rodeo up enough.
Yeah.
We had to come up with something a little more original, Chris.
Hey.
Yeah, so you guys
never turn down a bro deal.
Wendy, tell me, hold on a second. It is going to run, this deal is going to run to the end of February. And you can use this discount code ATB_10. You guys listening on the podcast, don't worry. It'll be in the show notes. You guys watching right now, we're going to put it in the chat for you guys right now. So it'll go out there to YouTube and Twitch and all the Facebook sites. It's ATB_10. You're going to get 10% off, and that goes to the end of February. And thank you, Brian. We really appreciate that.
That is awesome.
Absolutely,
thank you,
man. This is such an honor to be with you guys on this show. I mean, just opening up the world of BMX, which I hadn't thought about until since throwing papers as a kid, man. So I really appreciate this.
No, it's awesome. You know where else this would really work good? You can tell Adam, Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park. They have hundreds of rental bikes there.
I bet you they got thousands.
Oh,
well, no, probably hundreds actually, thousands.
Yeah, not thousands.
But that rental room, the storage room.
Oh, and the storage,
the seasonal
too.
Storage room. It's easy. Yeah, they actually are. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
They built all their the wood ones to set them on and stuff like that. It might be an idea, Adam. You want to get a hold of them over there?
Yeah, you want to talk to the guys at Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park.
Yeah. But first,
tell them
you guys listening and watching, go over to the website. We'll put the website in right after the discount code here. Use that discount code, and you can knock this off in the morning before you go bike riding.
Yeah.
Make the girlfriend, the wife happy. Look at it's all organized. And then you can get to go off on a bike ride. You ain't doing it here in the Midwest in negative 14-degree temperatures, but you're doing it out where Brian lives.
No,
in
it's a good time to do it because it's winter time.
Oh, yeah, guys. I mean, I mean to be polite, but it's about 75 degrees outside, and, people are watching the sunset.
Yeah.
right now. So it kind of looks like what it looks like in the picture outside. That's
Oh,
Saddleback Peak off to the left there. That's Cleveland National Forest. Those are my stomping grounds, man. That's all our local
wow.
trails and whatnot are just right there.
Who's
So
all involved
jealous.
with the Gearblocks at the Gearblocks headquarters and with the company? How many employees you have? Who helps? Who's all involved?
Yeah, so at the moment it's myself, Adam, my partner in Europe, Bernd. Um, I've got my kids helping when they will. I basically train them how to, do the online back end to pack and ship and do all that stuff. And my glorious wife Stephanie, who I love very much, helps on a daily basis, basically taking all the packages to the post office every day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so if we don't keep up with it, the car fills up pretty quick. We're still at that stage where it's hand carried down to
Mm-hmm.
the post office or UPS or whatever the best shipping is for that particular set of orders that day.
Ah, yeah.
I guess it's the
Shipping's
definition of a mom and pop.
right. Yeah. What? How would I say this? What would be one of the biggest challenges you've run into so far with the business?
Well, definitely time management, having a full-time day job and Gearblocks, especially as things are growing. Um, Last year, I basically made by hand all of the hooks. They were 3D printed. I've transitioned to a factory made hook, and I've been working with overseas suppliers. That's just the next new challenge is predicting inventory, cash flow to front basically the funds to procure the inventory,
Hmm.
the logistics of shipping it, from overseas and receiving it. The issue of space in I'm just in my garage here right
Mm-hmm.
now, and
Right.
you probably see off in the corner I got pallets and stuff. So, uh, bless Stephanie again because the cars don't park in the garage anymore because I've got the inventory and whatnot there. Um,
Yeah.
so space is becoming a challenge as demand increases. Um, yeah, and then just learning how to run a business. I mean, I have not no real formal business training, just business taxes and uh, sales tax and credit card processing and
Mm-hmm.
like all that kind of stuff. Just kind of figure it out as you go. Um, I guess I also have to mention my dad, who you see on the rider there. He's actually 82 years old now, and you would probably not guess how he helped the most, but my dad is a very sharp, technologically savvy dude, and he actually built my website initially. He prototyped it. He convinced me that I could sell stuff online with the online presence, got my PayPal buttons working and all of that.
Oh
And
wow.
I mean, I've since taken over a lot of those maintenance tasks, but my dad really made this possible, getting that website and the initial versions and everything going. So
That's
you could
cool.
say he's the silent partner that made all of this possible.
Wow. That's really cool.
How many hours a week you think you're doing Gearblocks?
Oh, I probably do about 20 to 25 hours a week.
Damn, that's on top of a full time job. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, man, I mean, I really enjoy working on Gearblocks.
Yeah.
It's got all of the aspects of problem solving, customer satisfaction,
Mhm.
customer interaction. I mean, I just, going through the email, helping people to solve their issues with questions and all that. It's just super satisfying. I mean, it's a small
Yeah.
business. Like every minute that you spend on it, you just see such an immediate reward. Um, we all work, in larger organizations, companies, and all that. While we make an impact, it's alongside, many others. And in a small business like this, it's like direct input. You see input and outcome, like right, kind of right on top of each other. So that's been pretty addictive, when you see that effort basically manifesting in a good outcome.
Wow.
What do you feel has been your, so far with the 3 years you've been in business, sort of a crowning moment, your biggest achievement so far?
Gosh, I mean, there's lots of baby steps along the way. I mean, honestly, being invited on a podcast is a pretty massive accomplishment to
We
me.
we
Um,
laugh at it because we're like, yeah,
yeah.
you talk to us two goofballs in
I
Michigan.
mean, honestly, getting the average Joe to talk more than 10 minutes about bike storage is usually a challenge. But
Yeah.
gosh, most monumental. I'm pretty proud of getting discovered. There was a NSMB, North Shore Mountain Bike article that
Hmm.
came out last February. And I just remember that because before that, it was like I would just be super happy when someone would buy a hook. Like
Hmm.
it would, like, like two hooks, like, whoa, I sold a hook. It was like, yes. Um, and then
Yeah.
North Shore Mountain Bikes basically called me up and asked if they could get some product, if I minded if they did a write-up on it. And they did that write-up. In fact, and I've learned that this is kind of how it works, like they mention it, it takes a little while for them to take action. They got some product, and then it takes a little while for them to get it in their hands and actually put the bikes up and everything and start using it.
Hmm.
um, Usually the time transpires, then all of a sudden I started seeing orders in my online store, and it shows you the referring website, and I'm like, what's this nsmb.com? Like, I didn't even know what it was
Hmm.
at first.
Right.
And then I realized I went and clicked on it, and it was the featured article for that month. And my sales like literally just took a uh, upturn from one day to the next.
Oh,
Um, so
nice.
that was a kind of an inflection. It also uh, taught me about marketing.
Hmm.
Before I'd kind of relied on just organic. Like, oh, who's gonna find this little GearBlocks website? So it's
Hmm.
it's kind of like one thing that adds to the next. So then that kind of gave me the confidence, like, maybe there's something to this. And I started running Facebook ads and just showing the hook and how people were using them, posting,
Hmm.
showing pictures of how they work and all of that. And then it's just slowly but surely. And then, we're here today. Just, Adam found us on Facebook, and then we started working together, and then that leads to working with you guys.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been a lot of series of little baby steps,
Hmm.
encouragement, and taking
Right.
action to realize that outcome.
And you're just mentioning like a lot of stuff that you've managed to balance with, taking on this company that you did, the social media marketing, the website, the finding out where the distribution point would be for you, the finding out where you can get the leads from. Man, that's a big ordeal to do. Congratulations, tip of the cap. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. That's
Um,
pretty cool stuff.
Thanks,
how did
guys.
you find Waterford Oaks with their deal?
They basically saw the trolley on the trolley hook on Facebook, and I
Okay.
got a direct message, and they said, "Hey, would you be able to provide a certain X amount?" And I was like, "Yeah." You bet. So I fired up the printers and started printing my butt off to provide them their storage hooks. And then again, like I said, the strut channel thing, just the average person maybe doesn't know about it, but the right people know about it. And then
Yeah.
I think that the guys at Waterford Oaks, if you're kind of involved with uh, grounds maintenance or facility, you're going to know about it. Like now, I can't
Right.
walk into any coffee shop or studio or store without looking up at the lights and
Yeah.
seeing strut channel holding
Yeah.
all of that heavy AC and lighting equipment up there. It's like all around us, and people just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think the guys uh, at Waterford Oaks, they just were like, ding, like I got bikes, I got strut, I got hook, like boom, there's
Hmm.
storage, right? So
Yeah.
um,
You know,
yeah, it
I'm
was all
just
it was just through Facebook and then sharing what others were doing, like I, I'm an engineer guy, pretty busy, not into generating a lot of video content and
Hmm.
things like that. So um, I just rely on still pictures, um, drawings. Like if you go to our about page, one thing I do is I put up all the layout information because I'm like, you know what? I bet you a lot of people. I mean the it's about the strut, about the trolley page. It's yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah,
This one right here.
I think
that's
so.
the gallery. There's one that's I think it's one up.
Oh,
It's
about
the
the got it. It was right above
Yeah,
it. My bad.
that
There
one.
we go.
So if you go further down, because everyone comes to the point where they actually have to measure, like the question that you said about the 29-inch wheels, like there's kind of a lot of dimensions to figure out if you're really tight and you got to figure out like where the floor is and how tall your bike is and all of that. I have some layouts for very common situations. And I just wanted to become a resource because people will learn about it. This page will basically just kind of define what a sliding bike rack is, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, there's a lot of
educate.
info.
And then once a person gets that switch turned in their head that this is a project they can do, then we have everything that not only just the parts, but like how to do it, right? So that's like
Oh,
wheelbases and
damn.
like how far up the
Yeah.
wall and like how far down does the hook drop and all of that. I'm not just trying to leave people out in the cold, to figure this all out.
Hmm.
Um, and then, I still get a lot of questions, and then I actually really like to consult with people on how to do it. I had a lady that had a electric mountain bike downhill, and it had like a 48-inch wheelbase, which is pretty long for a bike. And I laid that thing out in CAD for her and I sent her the dimensions and I said, yeah, it looks like you got to be about 88 inches off the floor for your bracket. And then about 2 weeks later, I get a beautiful picture of this bike rack with her long mountain bike, hanging there. Um, so like it's just all those elements that it's just addictive. Like working on gearblocks is completely addictive for me.
God, you even got the links down here, or even get the strut for
Yeah.
your customers.
Yeah. So if you want to go
Yeah,
to
and
Home
like,
Depot or
I even like I ask people like if I get an order in Canada, I'll be like, "Hey, where did you get your strut at?" And they ended up finding like some electrical
Hmm.
store and it's like even cheaper than Home Depot up there to get the strut at the Canadian electrical supply house. There's online stores in Europe, in France, Germany, Austria. When I find that information, I just put the link on there, just to make it possible, to make it
Hmm.
happen.
They're making it easy, super easy to use too. I mean, it's already easy. This is great info.
I'm having all kinds of ideas with this all of a sudden. Like my wife works at a clothing store and they have a display window in the front of the store and you could take these guys and hang clothes hangers with the outfits on them and place them across the windows in different spots and rearrange
Yeah.
them. You could have 3 one day and 6 the next day or whatever. Yeah. And then I have something else, but I'm not going to say it on here. I'll tell you about it afterwards, Brian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
have an idea.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I love to get suggestions, because they're
Remote
the
control, Chris?
Remote control. No, solar
yeah,
powered.
remote control. But folks have said, maybe do something for skateboards or do something for skis and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Again, it's that strut, getting it up there, it
Hmm.
just opens up a lot of possibilities for how
Yeah.
you can clean up your space, man.
Yeah.
I had a art studio, University of Irvine. They bought like 30 hooks to hang up their easels, their painting easels.
Really? See, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, I mean, I
Wow.
wouldn't have foreseen, that you'd use it to hang an easel or
I know
whatnot.
what I'm doing with this one right here. No, where's the swivel? You got
Here.
the swivel one?
Yeah.
Is this a swivel one?
Yeah.
Right there, Chris. That's where your assless chaps are going to hang from.
Dude.
Nick Quinn just joined.
Did he?
Glad you could join, Mr. Harley Davidson.
Hey, Motor City Harley.
He's going to be washing some motorbikes this summer at a bikini car wash, Brian.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he is.
Nice.
Hey, you ready for it's about that time, man.
Oh, is it?
See how fast it goes? We get
Bro.
engrossed and it goes by even faster.
I know.
Yeah, we're
we
that
gotta
time,
get-
buddy,
all
for
right, give me just a second here.
well, no, we can do this.
I
give you-
got to get the.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this. We got to plug our friends over at Dye Job Apparel for bringing us the trivia each and every week. We appreciate you guys and all of our supporters that we have and partners that make the trivia each and every week. And if you guys got a product, you got a brand, and you want to partner in with us and get your stuff into the trivia swag bags that we give away, all you got to do is just hit up Melissa at allthingsbmxshow.com. And she'll get you taken care of, man.
I thought it was info.
Or you can use info.
Oh, does she have
They
her own?
redirect, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So, in our swag bag this week,
First
we
thing
got-
I'm putting in there and putting in this, I got an info thing from Gearblocks.
Oh, there we go. So you guys can get all the great info from Brian and his guys over there at
Oh,
GearBlocks.
shoot, I got to go to this screen right here. Sorry.
Yep.
There. We'll have you
All
right back on in a
so
second, Brian.
we got a handful of Motor City Harley Davidson items. We got the Motor City can koozie, fancy sunglasses. We have what else is in here? Rad Dad's tequila bar, drink
It's a
koozie.
two koozie giveaway.
Oh, two. Okay, sorry.
Double fisting, Chris.
Then we have our sticker pack. All kinds of different stickers in here from a bunch of different folks. 110 Nutrition, I see.
Oh, you got Gearblocks in there.
GearBlocks, yep. We got we got the new ATB pin in here that you guys can't see. We got some
buttons.
danger snacks.
Has that got a keychain in it? ATV keychain yet?
I don't know.
I'll throw one in there.
All right, we have an ATB keychain in there. We got ATB stickers. We got
It's all kinds of stuff in there.
all kinds, just tons of stickers. How is that?
Chapsticks and danger snacks too.
Yeah. What else we got down in here? Oh, we have a what is this from?
When you hold that to the mic, they can't hear anything else.
Oh,
There you
sorry.
go.
Motor City Harley Davidson chip clip. We got
It's also in it. It's a afro clip too.
what?
Pin your afro down.
Oh,
I've
and
seen pictures of you.
another Motor City Harley Davidson pressure gauge for your tires. Make sure your tires are good.
You know what? If you got your bike hung up, you ain't got to bend over. You just check it right
That's
on there.
true. Yeah, it'd be even easier. And then we have this T-shirt from Never Give Up.
Our good buddy Sean up in Wisconsin.
So Never Give Up. We got that. It is a size extra large. Check that out. And it all goes inside your Motor City Harley Davidson drawstring bag here. So that is the prize pack. And the question is, so Brian, when we first started talking, he said his hometown he grew up in. What was the name of his
Don't say it yet,
hometown?
Brian.
What was the name of
We'll
his
circle
hometown?
back. We'll circle back to you to give the answer
Town and state. How's that?
for bonus points if you can get the zip code. We'll
I
box
would-
up one of Chris's infamous free high fives.
I wouldn't know what that is.
Bro, if they can get the zip code, I'll dig out one of the Waterford Oaks event sticker and have you autograph it and put it in there.
Oh, jeez.
You guys are just trying to get listener retention here. This is a massive brain test.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, we do it every week,
Yep.
and usually it's Well, it's usually something different. Except when I do it, it's usually something fairly simple. It's not really
Yeah,
involved.
that's a good one, man. You want to let them know who's going to be on next week?
Yeah, if I can get this back in front of me so I can see it.
Oh,
Just
I'll put it
2
on the big
seconds.
screen for you, bud.
Bro, I can't see that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
All right, next week, February 26th, we have Profile Racing's Drake the Diesel Validor.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking
Super fast 1720 expert, man.
So we'll be talking some profile BMX. We'll find out about some of their stuff. Find out what the Diesel's got going on.
So rumor has it.
What's a rumor?
It's just a rumor right now. It's a rumor until the box gets shipped or arrives.
Arrives.
So the rumor is
Yeah.
that Gus and JP, John Pringle, whose jersey adorns the wall in the back,
Back up there by DVS.
they got a little profile pack they're sending up to give away for that night.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
Oh, profile's
Drake's a
always
great
fun.
kid. Been racing a long time. It's gonna be a good show. Hear
Yeah,
everything
we'll
that's
have fun.
happened. Yeah, man.
All right.
I watching the chat and I haven't seen any.
Really?
Haven't seen any
No
guesses
answers?
yet. Not yet.
And it's not family. If my family's watching, it's not fair. They can't answer.
Yeah.
We don't mind.
You just want someone to be right.
You're gonna end up with some ATB swag and some Harley stuff.
Yeah. All kinds of Harley stuff, man.
Yeah.
They take care of us over there.
Nick Quinn holding it down.
Good folks, man.
What was the question again?
Brian's hometown where he grew up. Name of the town and state.
That's a good question. So I was listening and still can't even recall it.
No.
I got a lot of shit I'm running here, man.
Well, you are. Yeah. Yes.
Got the Phantom of the Opera set up over there.
Totally.
Oh, look at this here. Speaking of Phantom of the Opera,
What?
Brian, because you brought the discount code, let me show you this enhancement we have here.
Oh yeah.
This is what's called stall time.
Okay. What stall? No.
Go here. So we got these new fancy lights behind me here. We can go to this one. Check this out. You ready? So we can go now. Go there.
Oh.
Check that out behind us.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's some kind of foreshadowing. I don't know what's going to happen to me after
I don't
see
know
those lights
either.
coming on.
Actually, I don't know how to turn it off yet. I literally put those lights in before the show and synced them.
I noticed they were. I'm like, those are different lights. And then
Those
we
are in
got
the
off.
ceiling.
Huh?
Those are in the ceiling now. Those are the ones changing in the ceiling. They go above Melissa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's always something's always changing over here.
Look, man, I put stuff. I'm such a cheap Amazon shopper. I've been shopping these bulbs forever, and I just put them in the cart and I let them sit there. And
Let
then
'em sit.
Amazon's like price dropped. I'm like, deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, there's your little hack.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I've tried that. I have something sitting in my cart for about the last year and a half, and it's still the same price.
I have that microphone you brought over.
Yeah.
Adam, you can answer if you want. We can show. Go ahead.
Adam, Adam might not know. I mean, Adam and I, we spend our Sunday nights together. Basically, every Sunday night we strategize about GearBlocks, what's going on, and how to get the message out to you guys, and just all the current events, and
Yeah.
just all the stuff going on with Adam. You know, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. But I know that Adam lives in Port Angeles, Washington. He knows that I live in Santa Margarita down here in SoCal, but I don't know that he knows where.
Wait,
where I
that's
grew
where you're living now? Santa Margarita?
Rancho Santa Margarita.
Oh,
We might have to get another beer koozie out and throw it in it just for that.
holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's, shoot.
It's a long one. It basically, like if you're filling out your DMV application or whatever, you usually have to truncate it because there's not enough room to spell the city in
Yeah.
there.
Holy cow. Shoot. You imagine?
It's it's
if
one of
I
these
lived there?
Orange County communities they built in the 90s. It didn't exist. It was just sagebrush and chaparral before like 1988 or something like that.
Do you
Really?
before Jimmy Buffett passed, did you guys get your own special stop on the tour?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't notice that, but
You're the parrot head, Chris.
I know I didn't notice that as a stop is what I'm saying.
It's a margarita.
Yeah, it should have been. I mean, shoot.
Maybe the city council or whatever that was trying to pick names, they were thinking Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. I don't know,
I'd definitely angle that one in.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was the city there,
A little
I'd
late
work.
now.
They need, like, Main Street needs to be Jimmy Buffett Boulevard or something.
You can start that petition.
Well, actually, they already have that. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a different state, so different. But yeah, Florida A1A is Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. So
You really are.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I
knew you
I
went
don't
to
know
the
if I let
concerts.
you-
I didn't know that, man.
Oh, yeah.
See, now I learned something about you.
Yeah.
What's
I've been to Margaritaville.
what's the answer? What's the answer, Brian? Your
Yeah, it's
hometown and state.
So I'll give you a hint that more of your audience might figure out.
Sure.
Basically, it's a very well-known clothing brand also, but it's not. Our town is not that brand. I can tell you the story after someone answers correctly.
I think we got an answer.
Do we got one?
Yeah,
Oh, we got a winner.
I think so.
Yeah.
With that hint, I think I got the answer.
It's a clothing brand.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you
Hollister.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
All right, who's our winner?
Adam.
Adam.
He probably, I was gonna. It might be on the about page because it talks about my dad basically riding south. It might actually say that he was riding from Hollister down to Los Angeles or whatever.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that caption or whatnot. Yeah, see Hollister, California, right there.
Yeah.
And that's our ranch house. It's still in our family, and my sister lives there. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
So you guys have, like, an actual working ranch?
Well, my sister has some chickens, but and they
Ranch
get
enough.
eggs and whatnot, but it's not a commercial ranch. My grandfather was did apricots and walnuts.
Okay.
So there's probably a few trees left, but that's over 100 years since they planted and have apricots there. That the whole town actually did a lot of apricots up until about the 80s, I think, because a lot of the apricots now come from like Turkey and the Middle East and places like that where the
They import
labor
them.
is like a little bit cheaper because there's a lot of picking and drying and handling the fruit and cutting it and all that. But
And a bunch of
yeah,
upkeep.
that's in the Hollister DNA.
Ah.
Somehow it's in Gearblocks, I guess.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the cots.
Well, that's cool though. So the same ranch has been in your family for over 100 years.
Yeah,
That is cool.
yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know that's not super common these days, but
No.
we've really tried to keep it in the family and yeah, keep it in the Moran
Nice.
family.
That is cool.
Well,
right.
at this time, we want to toss it over to you before we close out the show. So we're going to go full screen on you. You take a moment here and thank the people you'd like to thank and those that have helped you get to where you're at now. And then we'll close it out. And if you got a second, just hang out in the Zoom after we shut the stream down for a few seconds so we can chit-chat. But, I want to toss it over to you and let you say your piece.
Yeah, Chris, Justin, again, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. Shout out to my wife, to let me pursue this passion and take our family down this road. My wife and kids have been very understanding of this passion of the Gearblocks. My dad for having the confidence in me to support me to get the website and to enter into business for myself. Adam, thank you for reaching out to me on Facebook and also believing in me. Bernd, my partner out in Europe now, for believing in me as well and putting your time and money into developing Gearblocks to next level. So all these folks have had an extreme influence on me and have made this possible. And then honestly, guys, America, really, just being able to have start a business, to have the framework where you can put your ideas out there and have a market and participate in that. I realized that after I started this, that it's the country that we live in that allows this kind of innovation and communication with your fellow man and the able to participate in the economy. I'd only discovered that even as a guy in his 50s, to actually experience this is quite a great thing.
That is cool.
Well, we appreciate everything you're doing, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Yes.
And that's going to wrap us up. You want to take us out and close us out, my friend?
Yeah, again, Brian, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was fun to get to know you a little bit and learn about your products. So, yeah, everybody, make sure you join us next week. Our guest, again, will be Drake Valador from Profile. We'll talk to him. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe and all that fun stuff like we always ask. It does help us out. Other than that, everybody have a great week. God bless you and good night.